Hi, my name is Liz Capococcia, and I have the pleasure of introducing Sukanya Mittal. If you ask someone to describe Sukanya in a couple of words, one might say loud, enthusiastic, or funny. Yet I did not see this side of her until high school. In fact, I have no actual memories of Sukanya until we got to high school because I simply did not know she went to school here. However, since then, she has become one of my close friends and is one of the most generous and caring people in our grade. Her laugh is extremely contagious and can be heard from the other side of the school, and she graces everyone with her singing on a daily basis. So please give it up for Sukanya Mittal.
September 5th, 2014. Sukanya walks on the stage at the world-renowned Delta Fair. Confident in what she's about to do, with her fan base in the front row ready to cheer her on, she grabs hold of the mic and sings her public debut. The words, "Girl, put your records on," pour out of her mouth. Yes, on September 5th, 1 year ago, I walked onto a stage and sang 3 songs to a group of 100 people I had never met. Keep in mind, I never get the lyrics right to any song, much less hold a tune. I can tell you that day is one that I will remember my whole life, not because I will never get my dignity back, not because I asked the crowd to clap along as I sang John Mayer's "Your Body is a Wonderland." But because I went up on that stage. I admit that I really secretly tried to become a good singer, to even become a perfect singer. However, I have slowly realized that I will never be able to sing. Throughout my SMS career, I have strived in this way to be perfect. I have worked in every way to have perfect grades, to have this perfect look, to be perfect in as many ways as I can count. My imperfections scare me, and I was, and somewhat still am, in a never-ending race to try and conquer those imperfections before anyone can notice them. Yet I slowly have realized that I am not perfect, partly because part of my humanity is my ability to make mistakes, but also because perfection is this unattainable ideal. It is always changing and evolving to fit and mold into society's so-called standards. I wasn't perfect when I met Miss Whitaker for the first time outside the cafeteria and started massaging her hand because I got so nervous I was meeting an 8th grade teacher that I couldn't properly shake her hand. I wasn't perfect when I became the class of 2016's so-called Cookie Monster. And then I've slowly made the world record for the most attentions. I wasn't perfect when in 10th grade I asked a boy to prom that I had never met or seen in person in my life. And then promptly 2 weeks after, he unfollowed me on Instagram. I wasn't perfect at this concert a couple of weeks ago. I laughed my cackle and then heard a low whisper from the person next to me saying, "Never laugh again." And I wasn't perfect when in the biodiversity trip 2 years ago, I face planted in mud, and then 2 days later, face planted in the pouring rain. I wasn't perfect. My dad always tells me to dance it out. And maybe the couple moments in my life that I can name as perfect are those when I am dancing it out with my dad. So thank you, Dad, because in those moments I'm not really concerned with anything else but dancing with a very swag human being. A lot of times at school, I am admittedly afraid to speak up because I am afraid what comes out won't be perfect. But I learned a lesson from my friend Emily. Emily is a disabled 16-year-old girl who had selective mutism and decided to stop talking because she was ridiculed so much at her high school. One day, she said her last word. I learned how much weight every word we say carries. In today's society, we are taught to speak our minds, but when we do, a lot of times we are punished instead of brought up. We are reminded of our imperfections instead of applauded for using our voice for what matters. So we lessen our voices and just do what is told, even if it is unjustified. So from all of these experiences, I have learned that I am not perfect. I will never be perfect enough for anyone, and I will never be perfect enough for myself. I am flawed, and I really mess up sometimes, but that's okay, because I have also learned that I am beautiful. This beauty is something that I have misplaced time and time again, and I am working to try and believe in that beauty with full conviction. So I tell you, we are beautiful no matter what they might say. I have learned that what comes out of my mouth may be imperfect, but at least I opened my mouth and said something important. I have learned the power in every word I say cannot be defined as simply society's version of perfection or imperfection. My words are much more powerful than that. Our words are much more powerful than that. So St. Mary's, I leave you with some wisdom from ours truly, Kanye West. Your attitude determines your latitude. So for the next how many years you have SMS, put your records on as loud as you can. And remember that your imperfections are so very, really beautiful. Thank you.